sunsets. I hope you'll still want me. I hope you'll still need me 1,000,000 years from now. The seasons are changing, the nights ever fading. It's time.
Behind the camera. Unequivocable things. You can say unequivocable. Vitu fulani unequivocable, yani vitu fulani kama vinakwepeka lakini havikwepeki katika maisha ya binadamu. Tunaita unequivocable things.
Hi everyone, my name is Winnie and this is the Heart Property Managers YouTube channel. We are delighted, we are happy to bring this video today. Today is one of the days that we are celebrating victory in many ways, in many spheres. We are in the 10th month of the year and a lot of us probably you cannot go back to count how many good things God has done for you. Maybe you're counting the bad economy, the bad life you're leading. But truth be told, there's something good going on in your life right now. And maybe if you just sit back and look at it, you know, in a gratitude way, you probably see. So welcome to our video today. Good evening, good morning, wherever you're watching. This is the Heart Property Managers. Everything I do, na God win, and a God win, and a God win. No, I don't say my name. God win. Votes do come in. God win. God win, and a God win, and a God win. Hi everybody. Look at that. This is the Heart Property Managers, the Real Estate Company of the Year Award 2023, People's Choice Award 2023. We won it. We won it together. We won it with you. We're delighted to present it on our YouTube channel and say thank you very much for voting. Thank you very much for business. Thank you very much for sharing. Thank you very much for the networks that we've been able to get through you. We appreciate it, and this victory is for all of us. The Heart Property Managers Company of the Year Award, People's Choice 2023. We won. So for that reason and many reasons, we are very delighted to come here. And I'll make a personal confession on my journey as a real estate agent. I started doing real estate in the year 2005. Coincidentally, I had applied for a job, and when I went for the job interview, the boss at that time asked me if I'm good at sales. If I'm good at sales, this job interview was in a car sale company, and he asked me, how good are you at sale? I said, I'm very good. He said, okay, so even if you don't get this position at the car company, you can work somewhere else. I said, yes, I can work somewhere else. So at the end of the interview, he ushered me to another block in a new office and told me, hi, this is going to be your office. Honestly, I had never done real estate before. I had no interest in real estate. I looked at the notices on the wall and I saw all this to let, for sale sign, and all the description of properties. And I'm like, okay, so what am I supposed to do here? So I mentored myself into real estate, and maybe this video will go a long way to help somebody else who probably is interested in real estate and may want to know how does it happen? How did it go? So at that point of my life, I was just looking for a job. I had no specifics. I needed to get a source of income. That is in the year 2005. So I joined real estate in 2005. I had a big office with no staff. So my journey towards building myself and eventually owning a company that has won this award, the Heart Property Managers, started in the year 2005 when I was employed as a manager in a real estate company that had no staff. So I joined this company. On the first day, I looked at the writings on the wall. I looked at the notes that were there because there was no one else in the office. I was just by myself. So I consulted the owner of the business and said, okay, from what I see, it seems there's a lot of advertising being done. And I needed to know if it's okay for me to recruit some salespeople to enable me to work with them. It was me who went to my boss to ask if it is okay for me to recruit salespeople to enable me to get properties and market them. So if you are listening to this, you'll note it's not the boss who came to ask me to recruit people. So my first 3 months of work as a real estate agent in that company involved recruiting salespeople to go to the field. I still consulted and asked the boss if I could actually get someone to sit in the office as a secretary to be able to receive calls and, connect with us when we are out there in the field to work. And I did it very well. So some of the things I did, and if you're watching this, maybe you're working, maybe it's not even related to real estate. But for me, the things that worked for me when I joined the company was one, being very proactive. I was consistently giving suggestions and ideas to my boss and saying, I think we should change this. I think we should apply this method. So I recruited 10 people, and some of them might be watching this video. We are still in very good contact. Majority of them, some left real estate, some people are still doing real estate, but we were working as a team. We would work from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. when people come from the field, gather this information, take out advertisement, showing property. And that was one of the best 5 years of my life joining real estate. So prior to that, of course, 2007 happened, election happened in Kenya, and it came with a lot of chaos. Many businesses got closed, shut down, and everybody started their own things. Many companies also lost business, people died. If you remember the 2007 election in Kenya, post-election violence was really, really bad. So a lot of things went wrong. And therefore, that is when I registered the Heart Property Managers. And the reason why I registered the Heart Property Managers, trust me, it's because of job security. I learned during that time that really, if I'm working for someone and the business environment is not good, and for some reason they get bankrupt or the company closes, I become jobless. So I decided to register my own company. And I told myself, I've learned so much from the time I joined the company. I've led a team of people. I was literally running the business with my boss, of course, but had the capabilities of running a company. So I registered the Heart Property Managers at that time, but I didn't start operating it. Instead, I went to look for a job again. And some of the things I can tell someone, if I were to do it again, I probably would have just started off my company at that time and continued with this, because I think this is one of the best decisions I ever made in my 20s. This is one of the best decisions that I ever made. So of course I felt like I felt at that time that I cannot continue depending on someone, or at least someone cannot hold my life at ransom. Because if you're employed, someone is holding your life, someone is holding you down, and they can decide to fire you. You could wake up tomorrow and you find you don't have a job. And that was scaring me, because I was thinking about my retirement. I was a single mom. People depend on me. So I had to think and find, how can I get a secure job? And the only way was to be self-employed. So to cut this story short, I got Heart Property Managers, which is now almost 20 years old. And it's been a journey. If you're an entrepreneur, I can tell you it's been a journey. First and foremost, in Africa, can I say, if you're in the service industries, many organizations, financial institutions, do not want to give you a loan. No, they want to give loans to people who are selling goods. So if you're a real estate agent, you're selling rental sales, you're selling services, and so you have no goods. If you're a developer, you can be given a loan, because at least you'll be developing something that the financial institution can use as collateral to give you money. So if you're selling real estate, you're selling services, you're on your own. So it's a business that is capital intensive, but then again, you can't get capital, because for you to do business in real estate, sell services, you need to market, and you need to market highly and widely, and that costs you money. So one of the disadvantages, or one of the challenges I've encountered as a real estate agent, and a self-employed single mom is getting financial support. People don't trust you. People don't trust business people. Government does not trust you. Private institutions don't trust you. So you work depending on what you sell, what you get, then you use it to reinvest back in business. For it has taken us so many years, so many years to be here, yet not to be seen. So winning this award is the first step towards being visible, being recognized, and being seen. And I'm saying this because I know there's somebody somewhere who is probably feeling what I'm feeling, struggling. You really have the potential. You really have the potential to grow. You have the potential to make it big. But because of being not being able to access finance, you are operating on 0 to 10. You're consistently, your graph is moving 0 to 10. Sometimes you get to 20, then you go back to 10 again, depending on what happened. Like, for example, when COVID happened and all business got shut, if you're self employed and you're struggling financially, COVID only made it worse. So you go back to negative. Then you rise again and fall again. So the struggle to do business in Kenya, or can I say in Africa, the business environment is very harsh. And I can say it's probably cut out to make you fail as a business person. It is cut out to make you fail because you require so much to penetrate the market, to be visible, to be seen. So we want to appreciate the organizers of People Choice Award for this recognition, because this is a first step for us towards the right direction. This is a first step for any other person who has been doing business for the last 10 years, 20 years, and maybe nobody even notices that you exist. This is a first recognition. It is not just for me, for any woman or man somewhere running business and struggling, and you're doing the right thing, investing so much money that you can't even count, but you've never received any recognition, or nobody probably know that you exist. Please trust the process. We are in this journey together as business people, and we know for sure that even if you don't get recognition now, your time is coming. Your time is coming, and you're going to get that recognition, because for us, this is just the beginning. So I want to take myself through the steps of how Heart Property became. And like I said, 2007 happened, businesses collapsed. I registered the company, but I still went back to employment and continued working until 2009. And when 2009 happened, something happened, a family issue happened, and I felt I needed to move on. So in 2009, I had a family situation at home, and of course, I left work and went home. And when I came back, we had a little bit of an altercation with my boss concerning my absence from work. And honestly, because it concerned my baby, I decided, no, enough is enough. So I quit. And I quit without planning. I didn't plan anything. And the journey from 2009 to date has been full of sweat, blood, and tears, because decisions that you make, most people say you need to have a plan, you need to have an exit plan, you need to, you can't just quit your work like that. Nobody quits their job just like that when you don't know because you're someone who's dependent on salary. And trust me, at the back of my head, the reason why I registered Heart Property in 2007 was because of the fear of someone else having control on my life, on my future, on my finances. So when this happened, it just reaffirmed what I was feeling in 2007 of, if tomorrow this person wakes up and they say they no longer want to run the company, and for some reason the partners fail to agree, or you get fired, where will I go? So for me, 2009 became that year that I decided enough was enough, and I am going out there, I'm going to try. And between that time and 2009, I'd met so many clients telling me, you're so good at this. Why are you the one collecting all the money and then delivering to someone else? That's how real estate is. When you are employed as a real estate agent, you do sales and marketing. And of course, when you sell a house, if you're employed by the company, uh, the commission you get for selling that house is usually just 10% for you. Of course, if you get 200 or 2 million shillings, the company can choose, if you're employed as a salaried staff, you'll get your salary. Even if the company gets 10 million, you still get your salary of 100,000. If you're a commission staff, out of the 10 million, the company might choose to give you 3%, 10%, anything below 10% thereabout. That's what you'll receive. So I remember one client one day commenting when he was paying us a check after selling a property, and he commented and said, "So you're taking all this money to your boss?" And I said, "Yes." He said, "Don't you think it's about time you started something of your own so that you can be taking this money yourself instead of taking it to someone else?" And that was a challenge, it was a challenge. In my head, I was so comfortable receiving salary and commissions, and I thought that was good money. And when he said that, I started thinking, are you trying to teach me how to steal from my boss? But that's not what he meant. He meant that, you see, young woman, you have the capacity, you have the capabilities of being self-employed, delivering, getting, because he was looking at my work and thinking, "You're already so good. Why are you not doing this by yourself? Why are you collecting money and taking to someone?" I mean, literally, if somebody told you that, you'll be like, oh my God, am I actually collecting money and taking to someone else? that that's literally what it was. Yeah. So he challenged me, and it kept on bothering me. It kept on bothering me. So in 2009, when I quit my job, I didn't have any capital. I was not making any good savings because I had a lot going on in terms of responsibilities. So I didn't have any savings, but I had quit my job. I was paying rent. I had a little baby who was still going in school, and so it was, I dumped myself into chaos. But I believe you need to be broken to be made whole again. And it might take a long time. It might take years. It might take months, depending. Because I was not coming from a rich family where you could go back and say, you know, I need money. I was an orphan child from a very young age, lost both parents before I even turned 17. So I was coming into the market as a lone ranger. I was my own backup plan. I was my own plan A, plan B, and plan C. And maybe that's what I'll say today, that if you're interested in doing business, trust me, know that you're a plan plan A, plan B, and plan C. There's no backup. You're your own backup. So when things go wrong, it is on you. When they go well, it is on you. And don't get into business hoping that there's someone else who will understand your idea, buy into it, and give you financial support. Majority of times you'll tell people about your idea, you'll tell them about the business, they'll listen to you, but they'll be wondering, will this ever happen? I remember one time I met the owner, I don't know whether he still owns Java, Kenya, and we were just chatting on business. He told me how he started the Java coffee house. And at that time, when he was making coffee in his own house, people would comment, his friends would tell him, Kenyans don't like coffee. Kenyans take tea, beer, alcohol, whatever, but coffee, no. Kenyans don't like coffee. So why are you thinking of opening a coffee house? But then Java happened, and Java is still happening. Java Coffee House in Kenya is one of those big coffee houses. Many people have come back to try and imitate Java, but he did Java, and Java is still here. So when he was telling me the story, for me at that time, I was thinking, if something started just from entertaining friends and making for your friend coffee, and it grew to become this, then it's possible. So another reason why I chose to do real estate was because of the longevity and the impact or the benefit of experience. A lot of businesses, when you choose to do business, there are businesses that run out over time. I mean, I've tried doing other businesses, not that I've not, but there are businesses that are so complicated that they run out over time. For real estate, I felt like the longer I stay in it, the more experience I gather, the better I'll be. So if you're interested in real estate, it's not an instantaneous kind of business that will reward you immediately. But as you gain experience, right now I can sit and tell a client I'm charging you a consultation fee. And they'll not say anything. I'll speak to them, we'll chat, and they'll say, okay, I'll pay you the consultation fee. That is not the same for all real estate agents. The other real estate agents probably just new in the business who are probably still, why am I using the word probably so many times? Why am I using that word so easy? So there are people who still struggle to get to convince the clients that they have the quality, the capacity to handle the business they're going to be given. So for me, I believe it is something that I appreciate about the experience. Now, when I tell someone I've been in real estate for 20 years or over 15 years with a lot of confidence, because for sure I can sit down and guide a client, whether local or international, about real estate in Kenya with so much confidence because I understand and know my craft. The other thing I didn't know when I joined real estate in Kenya, some of those things when you're joining an industry that no one will tell you, is every industry have an entry point. So when I was employed, I just started doing real estate because I was told that's the office for real estate. I did not know that I needed to register as a real estate agent to do real estate agency in Kenya. I did real estate for almost 8 years without knowing that I needed to register as a real estate agent in Kenya. So by the time I discovered this, then I realized, oh, you need to go for an interview, you need to have a degree in real estate, you need to you need to at least have a degree or at least you should have worked under another real estate agent for a period of 2 years before you practice real estate. And you know my story. I never worked under any real estate agency. I went to the office and I was told, this is your new office, you're going to be doing real estate. So I never worked under anyone. Therefore, I when I discovered that I needed to register, it took me aback. I was like, okay, so I'm not even a real estate agent. Oh my God. So where do I start? And then information that I was getting from people was like, nobody ever passes those interviews that are being conducted by the real estate agency board. So that's another thing that I need you to stop listening to people. Stop listening to people. Go through the process and have your own experience of that process. Because when I eventually went for the interview, I passed the exam. I only did it once and I passed. So if for many years I was listening to other people and people would tell me, no one has ever gone for those interviews and passed. So why do you think you'll be able to pass? Why do you think you'll be able to pass? So it discouraged me and I kept on joining the groups of it's impossible. You'll never pass those interviews. You'll never get registered because they're not registering ordinary people. They're registering some other people, not ordinary people. So it was where I got myself stuck for a period of time, believing that it is not possible for me to become a real estate agent because forget what I was doing earlier when I was employed. In the face of the board, in the face of Kenyan law, I wasn't a real estate agent. During the time that I worked, during the time that I got employed, I was not recognized legally. And if at that time somebody refused to pay me my commission after working, if I went to court, the first thing the lawyer will check if I'm a registered real estate agent. And if I'm not, that case will be dismissed. I would actually lose my commission. So if you're watching this and you're doing real estate and you've never bothered to join the board or go for the interview with the board or register yourself, kindly just go and register yourself. The processes are very simple. Check SE Real Estate Agency Board, apply, they'll call you for an interview. I think they're having some interviews in November. Get registered and start from the right place. Start from the right place. If you are here and if you're a student, there are so many of us who are still doing mentorship. You can come and work with us and we do for you mentorship for 2 years. Then we prepare you for the interview. Then you go for the interview, which you will pass, just in the same way I passed. There's nothing special about it. There's nothing unique about it. You will pass the exam and then you become a real estate agent. So that's all for today. That's all we have for today. We really appreciate, we are grateful for this award. We hope that other than this, we're going to be winning many other awards, and we are also hoping that you'll continue walking this journey with us. I want to mention that we did a video on Airbnb business, why it's lucrative, why it's a good investment in real estate. I believe now we'll be sharing some of the projects we are having right now that are coming up. Ideal studios, 1-bedroom and 2-bedroom houses that are ideal for Airbnb business. Kindly follow us. If you're interested in purchasing any, you can book. Those apartments move really fast. Many people are interested in this, and it's the new thing that is happening in Kenya right now. If you do your Airbnb, you'll be smiling all the way to the bank. Thank you very much for watching this video. Thank you for following us. Please subscribe, comment, and go to our social media channels: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and also follow us. Please give this video a thumbs up. We really appreciate you watching, and thank you. Bye.